The first 4 of the 10 commandments outline a human's obligations to God. The 5th commandment marks the first transition toward our responsibilities to fellow human beings. Instead of beginning with protections for life or property, the text prioritizes the role of parents. Before the Decalogue prohibits murder or theft, it demands that parents be put in their proper place, at the top of the social hierarchy. This ancient priority contrasts sharply with modern cultural tropes. Today, media often portrays the father who knows nothing, characters like Homer Simpson, who are consistently outsmarted by their children and disrespected by their peers. Today, modern audiences often misinterpret this command because we instinctively apply a Western guilt and merit framework to the text. In a merit-based culture, standing is earned through actions, respect rewards good behavior, and failure results in guilt. The biblical world operated on an honor and shame axis. Here, a person's public face and societal position dictate treatment. Deference is demanded by a person's role or age. If someone reaches the status of elder, they are owed honor regardless of individual achievements. We clearly see this in the story of Esther. Haman expected public acknowledgement because he held the position of vizier. When Mordecai refused to show deference, it was a public denial of positional honor that invited immediate trouble for the entire community. The 5th commandment was designed as a demand for positional deference. It assumes that honor is due to parents simply because of the place they find themselves in the societal structure. The Hebrew word for honor is kavod. It translates literally to heaviness or weight. To honor someone is to treat their presence as significant and weighty. We use similar imagery today when we describe an influential person as a heavyweight. In the ancient world, parents held this weight because they were the primary life givers, protectors, and nurturers. They were the first people a child interacted with in the world. Because they provide the physical and social foundations for life, parents act as God's surrogates within human society. Treating positional authority as a load-bearing pillar of the community is the core requirement of the command. While we often associate this command with young children, it was not primarily written to enforce the obedience of toddlers. The commandment addresses adult children, regulating how they must physically and financially support their aging parents. In the ancient family structure, parents would often transfer their inheritance to their sons while they were still alive, giving the younger generation the capital to build businesses. In exchange for this early inheritance, the children were legally obligated to use those resources to care for their parents in their old age. This document records a specific legal tradition used to subvert this support system. It was called Corban. An adult child could declare the wealth received from their parents as devoted to God. This declaration placed a religious lock on the assets, legally shielding the money from the aging parents while the child continued to let it grow in the bank. The Corban tradition allowed adult children to use religious language to justify the financial abandonment of their families. The 5th commandment is unique because it includes a specific promise, so that you may live long in the land. This promise functions as a corporate warning. The text implies that a national failure to maintain these generational ties leads to exile and landlessness. The Genesis story of Noah and his son Ham serves as a case study for how this breakdown occurs. When Ham saw his father lying drunk and naked, he publicly exposed the situation to his brothers. In an honor-shame culture, this act brought public shame to a vulnerable elder. By shaming Noah, Ham shattered the patriarch's kavod and his positional authority within the family. Destroying the authority of the elders breaks the primary mechanism for passing down laws, wisdom, and cultural identity to the next generation. A generation that rejects these traditions eventually loses its moorings, leading to a spread of iniquity and the eventual forfeiture of the land. These ruins visualize the end state of this decay, the dissolution of the society and the loss of the land described in the biblical warning. Modern society has largely moved away from the honor and shame framework in favor of personal independence. While the ancient command required physical presence and direct care, modern systems often delegate the responsibility of elder support to strangers. This chart highlights a significant shift in modern elder care. Studies show that roughly 40% of nursing home residents receive 0 family visitors. This isolation contributes to high rates of depression, with nearly half of nursing home residents suffering from the effects of chronic loneliness. This neglect treats the wisdom and positional dignity of elders as entirely weightless, stripping them of the kavod demanded by the commandment. When the younger generation ignores the experiences and wisdom of those who came before, the society loses the traditions that connect it to its past. The fifth commandment suggests that a culture which treats its elders as weightless effectively severs the traditions that sustain it, inviting the very breakdown and loss of stability that the ancient text predicts.